everyone, welcome back to Unfiltered Reveries. I'm your host Pradnya. For those of you who do not know or are new here, my name is Pradnya Mungate. I am 34 years of age. This is my podcast Unfiltered Reveries, where I talk about anything and everything under the sun, some unpopular opinions, just my life journey, my lessons, in a pretty unfiltered manner, obviously, because I believe that being honest saves everybody so much time and effort and could be so helpful to the entire world that I really don't feel the need to hide behind fancy words and pretending that I am somebody that I'm not. So, yeah, that's about it. That is my podcast. And if you're new here, welcome. I hope that you enjoy this episode. It is very personal to me, and I'm going to be quite unfiltered yet again. So, let's dive into it. So, today's episode is going to be about my transition from the corporate world to the world of entrepreneurship. And I'm going to discuss everything. When did it happen? The exact moment. I remember the exact moment. I'm going to talk about how it was absolutely unexpected to me. I never ever thought in my life that I'll ever be an entrepreneur. In fact, I used to kind of dislike the whole concept of entrepreneurship. And I'm going to talk about how it was extremely amazing in the beginning doing something for myself, and then how there is a phase of never ending phase of feeling super challenged by everybody and everything around you. Just feels like everything around you, people and even the non people, are just judging you. And then ultimately at the end of the day, how I go to bed feeling fulfilled, feeling tired in the best way possible, feeling like I owe this to myself, and feeling that I'm really living my dream. So that is the context in short of what and all I'm going to cover in this episode. So let's first dive into the moment when it happened. So before I dive into where it my corporate background and everything, I want to actually talk about the moment where it exactly I took the plunge and I decided to quit corporate and decided to start something. I mean, it was not clear, but I really didn't want to um, go back to corporate. So it happened twice, to be very precise. First of all, during COVID, uh, you know, um, we all know how jobs were in a very everybody's job was in danger, and I had joined a company in the strategy department. Like, I was handling strategy for a particular company. It was a good position, money wise and everything wise and all of that, but it was really not fulfilling. And I remember that during COVID, because I come from a background of operations and supply chain, I was asked to take up a job in a factory of supply chain and operations, and it was a very boring function that I personally feel it's boring. And also, the company that I was working in was not making some awesome products that the supply chain of it will be interesting. And that's when I decided to, like, just say no and quit the job. So that was where, the first, um, like 50% I was there. And then the rest 50% happened then when, after all of this, after quitting my job and everything, I kind of took a few months to understand what do I want. And I was quite sure that I want to do this, but I was like, I don't have enough money, so maybe I should try and give corporate one more shot, work for a while, and then let's see what happens. So I took a chance and I got into, this time, a company. The function was also like, it was business development, corporate, and everything was what I wanted. Also, the company was also into something which I thought will be very helpful to me and very conducive to my entrepreneurship dream of working in fashion. But it was not. Even though everything seemed so amazing on paper, um, once I started working, the team was so toxic, and it was just, I felt like crying at the end of every single day because I was just so frustrated and tired. And something in my mind kept telling, but you already decided, 50% you're there, that you want to do something of my own. Why don't you just get started on it? And that voice just became so loud in my head that I literally couldn't focus on my work. I didn't want to focus on my work, and I really thought that I owe this voice in my head a chance, and I owe myself a chance to kind of actually seriously pursue my dream. So that was when 100% I was there that I want to get into entrepreneurship. So those were the two moments, key moments, where I decided that yes, I want to get into entrepreneurship. Now let's talk a little bit about my corporate background. I have done my MBA from IIM Mumbai, and I'm an engineer by profession. So I took the very typical traditional route of doing engineering and then pursuing MBA and then kind of having a very good profile in general and having a great resume, etc. Building the resume in such a manner that I get the best job possible, etc., etc., etc. But at that time, I didn't know what is the best job possible, and at that time, we are fed this information that whatever pays you the most is the best job that there is. And yes, I was all about the money to a great degree. Like, most of my ambition was to do with money and not so much to do with the kind of profile I'm getting into, the kind of company that I'm getting into, the future opportunities, etc. None of that stuff. So I got a job after my MBA where I was getting a really, the package was really good. I was getting paid really well and I was enjoying myself, and I did enjoy myself for a long period, like for almost like 1 year into the job. I used to go shopping every weekend. I used to, like, it was all happening. It was all good. I had money. I was saving also. I was investing here and there. I was also like spending. Everything was going great. But after a year, you kind of there's this sudden moment where you open your eyes and you think that, okay, you know what, I'm doing the same thing. Doing those reviews, those yearly reviews. I'm like, I am doing the same thing that I did last year, and there just seems to be absolutely nothing new, nothing that I'm learning. There is no growth, and I absolutely hated the sector that I was working in. And so the second year of my job was with a lot of questions. I was still applying here and there. I wanted to switch, but I realized that it's not easy to switch with just a year of experience. And also at the package that I was getting, it's difficult to get another job at that package, or otherwise you have to be like extremely smart, like another level of smart with amazing GPA and stuff. My GPA sucked. My GPA was not good. I was like street smart, but I wasn't like smart. And I was good in interviews, but to get to the interview, you need to have many companies ask for a certain GPA, which I did not have. So there was a so it's not just that I hate corporate. I quit it and I wanted to become an entrepreneur. It's never like that with anybody. So there are a lot of factors which come along. For some people, it might be that they genuinely want to be entrepreneurs. For some people, it might be that they are already working in a sector where they see a lot of gaps. They are finding these opportunities. They are looking at the future, and that excites them. And they're like, I want to get into this. This is what I want to do. So in a way, their job kind of um, helps them plan their entrepreneurial dream or journey and goals. In another case, it could be that it's just the situation that you probably, I don't know, you have a family business or something like that, and then your father has gotten old, or something like that, and then you have the option of either continuing with a job or taking over the family business, and then you decide to take over the business. So there are different scenarios, and for me the scenario was that entrepreneurship did not exist up until COVID happened, to be very honest. I had this idea also in my head because it's so personal to me, but that entrepreneurial kida, which is there, which a lot of people have right from the age of like 15, 16, 17, and they're already onto their first venture, trying something out. I did not have that. I just absolutely, I didn't like entrepreneurship because I thought that why would you do that when there are so many jobs um, available? Why would you not want a monthly salary and want to go do something of your own, and like, like, uh why would you want to do something from scratch and slog and not have steady income? So I used to kind of not like entrepreneurship, uh, up until I found my own personal problem, that I found a gap in the market, that, hey, I never find clothes that I like. I never find clothes that fit me. I never find clothes that make me feel truly sexy or beautiful or confident. Something should be done about it. Then I was like, okay, why don't I do something about it? I've done my MBA. I know a little bit about business. I've studied, I know case studies of other fashion brands, etc. I know something to kind of get started or think about it. Then I was like, okay, you know what? Corporate is just really, really not it for me. It's giving me money, but it's really making me feel so stunted, so rusted. And that was it. That was my move out of corporate. So it was a very, very slow process for me, step by step process for me, but it could be different for every person. So that was my kind of, journey in corporate. Like, it really also depends on what kind of sector that you're working in. Like, if I was working probably in an amazing sector, or in a company which had a good culture, or in a company where the people were maybe not as, at least the team that I was in, people were not as toxic, probably I would still be in corporate. You never know. But a lot of factors are there, a lot of layers are there are a lot of things which every individual has a different goal, and it's not just about getting the best job. It's also about, slowly, once you get into a job, you kind of start understanding what kind of sector are you interested in that sector. Also, what is it exactly, what's the niche that you're interested in, what kind of people do you like to work with, what are you better as a manager, or are you better as a leader? I mean, there are so many things that are so subjective to every individual, and I think all those factors also account for what you do with your professional life. So for me, it was like corporate was just not it for me. I was feeling so rusted, so stunted, and I knew that I always had this little creative um, um, side to me. I was good at kind of coming up with ideas, solutions, but I didn't know how to execute them. So those ideas and, the problem solving ability is what probably drove me towards, gave me the confidence to kind of try it out, try entrepreneurship. So why did I like actually start working on my entrepreneurial journey, and what kind of encouraged me? um, a lot of things. So like I said, of course, not liking corporate was not just the only thing, but also, when you venture into entrepreneurship, you need to see where you are personally in your life also. Are you at a stage where, you are you don't know whether you will be in the same city for long? Are you at a stage where you don't know whether you'll be in the same country for long? Are you at a stage where, you don't know who you're gonna meet tomorrow and where you'll settle down? um, where are you at financially? Do you have some savings? Do you have some kind of stability to kind of fund yourself? So all these things were the second that's the second part of, me kind of deciding to move further with entrepreneurship. So because I was working for a while before I ventured into entrepreneurship, and because I had some savings, it kind of gave me a lot of boost and confidence to get started. And also, having a supportive partner, or a supportive family, is very important. So I was very lucky over here that, just when COVID happened, I also got married after like a few months after COVID, like 8 months or so. And that was the period where I was trying to figure out whether I want to continue with corporate. This was the phase one where I was 50% ready to be an entrepreneur. I was at that stage. So I got married, and obviously I told my husband that, this has been going on in my head, and he was super supportive of that, which kind of was another factor, huge, huge, huge factor, which helped me move on and move further with my entrepreneurship. It's very important to take that into consideration, that personally, what is it like, where are you at, what is the situation, like if it is not good, then I really don't encourage you to venture into entrepreneurship, especially when you do not have a huge amount of professional or like corporate experience. So that's how I kind of even today get the confidence to keep going, because I know that there is this one person by my side who will be with me no matter what, and who also gives me um, um, honest opinions, because I discuss things with him. I It's very difficult to take all decisions on your own when you're the only person in your business. I, of course, I ask him things and we talk about it, and he gives me the best kind of opinions in the best way possible. And even today, if I am here still continuing in spite of all these challenges, it's because of my husband. So very important to consider whether you have that kind of support or not. So once I actually fully started working on my brand, it was very amazing in the beginning. People used to say, wow, you're doing this on your own, you're something, building something of your own, something you can call your own, you're your own boss, and etc etc, which are all true. It's all true. And it's great in the beginning when you're a bit clueless, but once you actually start the grunt work, once you actually start building things in the background, and you're not as visible to people as you were when you were out there letting people know that I'm starting my own brand and I've become an entrepreneur and everything. When you're at that phase, that in between phase of you you've just let everybody know that you are now an entrepreneur, and then after that little phase is over, that all happy exciting phase is over, it's like you're working in the background, grunt work, learning, eye opening things, being bashed, everything, all of that. um and you continue to do this for a while, because it takes a long time to kind of become um clear with what you want to do with your product, with your brand, with everything. So during that phase, it's extremely challenging, because you're not earning anything, you're only spending more. And a lot of times, a lot of people will have a lot of money that goes to waste. It's just, you cannot, I won't say waste, but it's just part of being an entrepreneur. People might scam you, people might take your money, not deliver quality product, and it's part of, it's all a learning um, process. But you do feel horrible about it, you do feel horrible about losing the money, losing people's trust, losing your kind of you trusted people, and then they just don't live up to that expectation. You get angry and all these things, and on top of all that, all of this you're doing for what? To maybe start earning profits like years from now. You're just spending and spending and spending, so that when you see that money going and going and going, and the incoming money is not so much, it's very, 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 very slow, handling that phase is very challenging. Plus, there is no validation. Like in a job, you have reviews and people kind of give you validation, or if you give a good presentation, people will say that was a good presentation, you did well, etc. There's nobody here, there's absolutely nobody here to say that. Yes, you will have your family and friends who will say that you're doing great, like all of that. But there's not that validation coming from a person who's completely impartial, like a boss, or your manager. It's not like that. So you kind of like it in the beginning when they support, but slowly you start realizing that they will just say good things, they will support you no matter what. But you also need that external validation sometimes, that hey, okay, you're moving in the right direction, or you're taking the right decisions. Hey, you're not taking the right decision. So that kind of validation is just not there. It's just you with yourself sitting in your own mind in a room and just asking yourself these questions, and then there's a tug of war in your head, and it blows out of proportion. So having that validation is something you will definitely miss out on when you're on your own, building your own brand from scratch. You will have uncertainties, you'll have like a lot of fear, and you'll feel like, who are you? Are you even capable of being an entrepreneur? Like, who are you fooling? You'll feel like, you're an imposter. You'll feel like guilty about um taking people along with you, and like you'll just feel guilty about everything. That you'll question, of course, why did I quit my job? Why am I not having a normal job? Why don't I have normal issues like people? Why don't I have Monday blues? I even question, like, why don't I have Monday blues? My blues are there all the times. They can just come and go. Like, I'm working my ass off sometimes on Saturdays and Sundays, and on Mondays I'm just like chilling because I've worked hard on Saturdays and Sundays. So it's really not in sync with whatever is happening around you. And you kind of it is difficult to have that freedom also, because sometimes you question, like, is this normal? Am I a normal person? What I'm doing, is it normal? So those kind of questions also come to your mind. But you have to ask yourself that at the end of the day, when you're going to bed, how do you feel? Do you feel lost? Fine. Confused? Fine. But do you feel like, I am moving forward? Even if nothing is happening, like, I'm not earning one penny, I feel like I'm learning. I feel like I'm enjoying myself more than I ever did in corporate. I feel like I'm happy even though I'm not getting that salary, monthly salary. I feel like I want to solve this problem right now. It doesn't matter if it's 10 o'clock at night. I feel like i'm I am moving towards my dream. And if you feel all these things, it's totally worth it. And I do thank myself every single day for taking this step, making this decision of becoming an entrepreneur, of starting my brand Perfect Eat, of trying to solve a problem which is a real problem and which not many people have tried to solve till now, of solving a problem for myself. So it's not just about for the bigger cause or anything like that. It's very much my own personal problem, which so many other people can connect with, and for which I'm trying to find a solution every single day. I'm working towards that. It's my dream, and there are people who are waiting for me to fulfill my dream so that they can get access to the clothes that I create. There are people rooting for me, and these are not people from my family. No, them I don't even consider, like, it's they are always going to be there. But there are people like juniors from my college, seniors, not just from my more recent college, but from a college that I passed out of 10, 11 years ago. Even they message me, and even they say that this is great, we are rooting for you, and stuff like that. That is a huge, huge thing. That is the kind of validation that in the world of entrepreneurship means a lot. I know it's not coming from a boss who has like 25 years of experience in the industry. It's not coming from somebody who earns like a huge check every month. um, it's coming from people who are just, who don't know you that well, but who are seeing something in you and your brand that kind of connects with them, and they are making the effort of messaging you and letting you know that we are there for you. And that is the biggest validation. If that validation makes you happy, it's just, there's nothing that compares to that. So for me, that means a lot. And starting Perfect Eat, working towards it every single day, the frustration, the every damn thing, it just seems so worth it at the end of the day, every single day, that I do not regret my decision even once. I question it, yes. Every single day almost I question it, probably. Because I see somebody, I see my husband going like a normal person to a job, and then I see myself and I feel like, am I normal? What I'm doing, is it normal? But at the end of the day, I do feel like this is what I want to do. So that has been my journey from the world of corporate to the world of entrepreneurship. And That is how I feel about being an entrepreneur today. Really different than what I ever thought I'd feel about entrepreneurship. So, if you are someone who, is feeling that if this is for me, that is for me, and like questioning your decisions, questioning your, it's all right, nobody is clear in this world, nobody is 100% clear of what they're doing with their lives. You just have to sit with yourself and ask yourself what is it that you want, and ask yourself some hard questions and have that discussion with yourself. It's a tough discussion, but if you're ready to have that with yourself, not just once when you're stepping into entrepreneurship, but every single day that you're being an entrepreneur, you have to have such difficult conversations with yourself that, you know um, you become your harshest critique. So if you're ready for all of that, it's totally, totally worth it. And I'm not saying corporate is bad. I'm not saying entrepreneurship is great, but I'm just saying that every person has a different reason to make decisions that they do, and there is no right or wrong. But this was my story, and if you feel inspired by it, if you can connect with it in any way, please do let me know in the comments. And I hope that you enjoyed listening to it as much as I enjoyed telling it. It was like reliving the last, I don't know, 5 years of my life all over again, and I really enjoyed talking about it. So I hope that you enjoyed listening to it, and if you are still yours, thank you so much for listening to the whole episode, and I will see you guys next Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. in the morning. Till then, take care of yourselves, and yep, bye bye.